think that wasn't, there was PPE kit. Thank you. But
Right.
Hello, everyone. So the medical colleges finally open for the new session. Cheers to the new batch and kudos to the authorities. Looking back at NEET 2020, what a circus the pandemic turned it into. Uncertainty about the dates, students stuck in different cities, YouTubers having a field day deciding future of the students. If that was not enough, at the home front, there was a struggle for online learning and families under lockdown added to the pressure. Today, we have a fun chat with three childhood friends who found a way to get through all this. So let's welcome our today's guests, Nimisha, Rishika, and Ayushi. So hello everyone and welcome to the session. So as we are moving from 10th grade to the 11th,
Yeah.
and we are standing in the line of admissions, filling subjects of our choice. उसी टाइम से friends start playing a very important role. कौन सा subject combination हमने भरना है, कौन से स्कूल में जाना है, कौन से स्कूल में attendance की problem नहीं होती है, कब तब पता चलता है अच्छा non attending schools भी होते हैं. So all these things come into play once you move from 10th to 11th. Today we are going to focus on whether it is better to study individually or does studying in groups have its advantages. So today we are having students with us, group of friends who have studied together and who have gone to school together and incidentally who are going to medical colleges together of their own choice. So let's meet Nimisha and Rishita and Ayushi. Hello.
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 Hi.
Hello.
So firstly, congratulations to all of you. So
Thank
what
you.
were your marks like? And were they as expected or were you like a little bit surprised?
So I scored 695 and the marks were a lot more than expected.
Oh, great.
But I will say that, but the rank was much more than I thought of.
Like, what was your rank?
My rank was 140, but I expected in top 50.
And what about the rest of you?
So I scored 666 marks, and of course they were less than I expected. Like the way I'd given the paper, I expected around 680, 685.
Okay.
But still, I was like, "Ki, theek hai, I'll manage a pretty decent rank, like top 500 to top 1000. But then I landed
Yeah.
at 1514. So yeah, that was a bit disheartening.
The ranks got shifted a bit because the paper was incidentally it was slightly
Very
easy.
Yeah.
I scored 671 and expected a good rank, but I managed 1163 rank. Fine, but I'm
Okay.
happy.
So all of you have done extremely well, and
Thank
it's
you.
not easy, to get that score. The thing is that NEET 2020 was not an easy NEET, right? It had lots of problems associated with it. The
Yeah.
biggest problem was total uncertainty. Agreed?
Right, right.
So how did you deal with this uncertainty? Exam hoga, nahi hoga, kab hoga, dates shift ho rahi hain, all this kind of confusion and doubts. How were you able to keep your focus at this time?
So I would say that it was an extremely difficult time. Our paper got postponed 2 times, and but we took the positive side of it.
Parents had a really important role. They had to be patient with us.
Also, the teachers,
Yeah.
they kept on motivating us. The discussions with teachers, clearing our doubts, regular talk.
Absolutely, yeah. So all those things help. That means friends, teachers, parents, everyone came together and helped you through this difficult time. But a lot of onus was on you also because of the focus.
That's
But
when we
anyway.
all of us were there for each other. Like obviously friends do have a great impact, on each other more than parents and teachers. Friends have an
Yeah,
impact.
that's really lovely. But you are, young girls and you're teenagers, and then there are so many things you want to discuss. It might change and it might move from studies to something else, like perhaps gossip or perhaps something interesting. So, what are the methods we have to apply as students to concentrate in a group study?
So I wouldn't say that we restricted our discussions to studies only. We had fun too. Like we motivated each other. Not only so, like someone was sad, she didn't get good marks. So we kept motivating each other. Our discussions were not only restricted to studies.
Okay.
They were majorly
Like-
studies.
It was like a break. Like whenever you're feeling
Right.
tired, bored, call someone, like talk.
Right.
Random.
Absolutely.
Not only
A
studies,
pep
but
talk to each other.
right.
Yeah, you could give a pep talk. And then since one of you could always say, "Okay, nahi padna hai, let's stop this talking and let's start." You know?
Yeah.
Who was the person who was doing that
Right.
most of the time?
So it was basically different people. Every one of us had our own days. Like, so the one who was the most motivated that particular day, he or she would like say,
Oh,
"Go,
yeah.
let's study," right? So
So
that
that
depends on the
means,
day.
yeah, that brings us to the point that if two, three of you are studying together, and supposing one not feeling like studying that day because of some random occurrence, so meeting others might
Exactly.
change
That's
your
the
Right.
plus.
framework of
That's
mind
a
of
plus point,
Like,
right?
working in a
for
group.
example,
Yeah.
in test, someone got the lowest marks and he thought of giving up. Like, I can't do it. So, to
Okay.
keep motivating, to tell her
Right.
Yeah.
she'll do it.
So this pandemic came and the NEET 2020 became affected, and the whole focus shifted that you were taking offline classes and you were going to the classes and meeting friends, and thoda change ho jata tha, there was a change of place. Then suddenly the classes stopped. And then they told, ab online classes only, you all can study online. Since you have got the taste of both, how do you compare offline and online? And for the future, the students, when they call me up and they ask, कि मैम हम सिर्फ online लें या फिर offline लें, how do you compare the two?
So, without doubt, we think that offline was better. But
Okay.
since time called and we had no other option during the pandemic, so we had to take up the online classes. And since we had already finished our syllabus during the offline time, we only had revision classes online. So we preferred self study to it.
Like you mean to say that
And
you were not much affected by it
Yeah.
Online for
no,
us was
because आपका syllabus
solely
खत्म हो गया था that
our
way.
online was
yeah,
restricted to testing mostly, like
Like
not
the concept
lectures
building part,
particularly.
the concept
Right,
building part was done in the offline only. So
right,
we
right,
didn't
Yeah,
face that much of a problem.
right.
so अगर lecture हो offline, तो do you think students would benefit more from a online or a offline? What
Obviously,
is your take on
offline
it?
offline
Offline,
is
anytime
anytime
it has to be
better.
offline.
Offline
Right,
anytime.
right.
Okay.
Face-to-face
Okay.
interaction that we have in offline, it can never be
It
replaced.
can
It
never,
can
right.
never be replaced, right?
Hmm.
Online has its own
It
pros and
includes
cons.
It cannot be replaced.
not only
Okay.
study
So
hours, also like when you talk with friends in an offline lecture, sitting with them, that feeling is
You know,
different
that
instead of
that
on
zone,
screen.
that zone that we
Right,
have there, it can never be achieved in online.
yeah, because घर में तो आप अकेले हो जो टेस्ट के लिए
Right,
प्रिपेयर कर
right,
रहा है,
right.
बाकी सब तो they are in their own journey, है ना? Everyone is
Right.
busy in their own world,
right.
right? But when you go there, everyone is in the same trip. Yes. So
Right,
True.
right.
perhaps that has an effect on you. Yeah,
Mhm.
that is
Like instantaneous doubt clearing was also there. Like you don't
yeah.
understand something, you ask your friend sitting with you, "वो क्या बताया था," like that. So
Okay. Sometimes,
in,
you mean sometimes students are not very comfortable going for every doubt to
Hmm.
their,
Right, to the
Teachers,
teacher.
right.
teachers, so
Hmm.
sometimes अपने आप में ही हो जाते हैं, isn't it?
Hmm.
There are instances students get doubts moment they reach to me, they say, "Oh, हाँ समझ आ गया," without even me
Right.
telling anything. Yeah, moment you see the teacher or your friends, खत्म हो जाते हैं वो doubts, and you brain starts working and say, "Oh, हाँ ये ऐसे है." Okay.
Hmm.
So, which one of you was like the most anxious before the exams and examination fear? And do all of you get, some of you are bolder? See the way you are laughing. Did you
I think
discuss
we
it at
all get anxious during that time.
you do that? Okay.
And plus, it was a
Yeah.
COVID era, so they would
Hmm.
double anxiousness.
Right.
Yeah,
Wearing
anxiety.
mask and gloves, that thought
Mask and
was.
gloves, right? We were already worried about how are we gonna breathe. And
Yeah.
someone who's wearing spectacles, so that
The
person
fog.
was in it because
Yeah, that'll
they
get
would get
foggy.
foggy every time we would wear a
Yeah.
mask. We gave mock test wearing mask and
Yeah.
gloves
And
in
gloves,
the house
right.
before the exam, so
The
that we know
only
what we
thing that wasn't there was PPE kit. Thank you, but
right.
Yeah, and they
Right.
had some massive thorough checking, because of all
Yeah.
those wearing.
actually, also they called us 3 hours before the exam, and sitting was three
Right.
hours more, total 6 hours. Like that was also, it was
Without any
building
keeping.
anxiety.
Yes, they were tough.
Yeah, but just before the day of the exam, how is it you work towards, that you shouldn't get anxious and like I know parents do a lot, but Parents sometimes also add little bit of anxiety, and then they say, "Oh, no, 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 we didn't mean it that way." But because does that happen? Because there are students who
Yeah,
come and say, "I
obviously.
was
Exam.
fine, ma'am," and mom came and said something, and I became anxious. Does that happen?
No,
Subconsciously, they do it.
for me, my parents were my best
Uh,
remedy for anxiousness.
Same here, like same.
Like, I don't think they ever
okay.
boosted up my anxiousness. They were the perfect remedy.
Yeah, they sort of subdued your anxiety at all
Yeah.
levels. So, working in a group together, do you think it worked to relax you when you were having that anxiety issues?
Aims you feel competitive, but that doesn't like come so.
Like, I'm talking with Namisha and she tells me ki, like, we are sharing our scores, that okay, and she tells me यार उसके तो इतने number आए हैं इस test में,
Right,
तो
right,
फिर
right.
like सब हिल जाता था.
Yeah, I think that is a healthy
There are
habit,
times
right?
when you
Sometimes.
And
are really
sometimes,
vulnerable for these
Yeah.
things. So at that
Some
time,
yeah,
you're already feeling low, and then you hear that someone has scored so much of marks, and then you're like, oh my god, I cannot do it. So yes, you
Yeah.
Also
obviously
the some discussions included, like we gave those tests in NTA Abhyas, so we used to discuss daily. There were so many corrections in every test, like at least 7-8 corrections, so we used to
yeah.
discuss
So,
that.
NT Abhyas is a good app. Like it's a
Yeah.
good.
It is good app, but only thing is it
obviously
has certain it has to be rectified. There are a lot of errors in the answers
the
and all.
level
Okay,
that
it
some
has
of the
mistakes in
papers
it.
have, it was not resonated in the real
Right,
exam. Like
right.
they are
Hmm.
poles apart. Some of the
Hmm.
papers.
Oh,
Hmm. But
you
it
mean to
really
say
helped. It really helped us.
it
Like
helped you?
some of the,
Concept building
it was
things.
only that the paper was easy. Otherwise, the level that NT Abhyas was giving was good. It was really
It
good.
helped in
Hmm.
strengthening our concepts, right?
Right.
It did.
Like yes.
Yeah, because that means students should be working on that also, right? So that is good.
Hmm.
So that
Yeah.
means working together does sometimes increase your anxiety, but helps you to compete. Like in the house itself, when you discuss your anxiety on the last day, the D day, right? Examination day. कि भाई कल तो है अब exam अब तो आ गया, है ना? So everyone comes
Rishita
and
has
tells
this
you,
habit. Rishita
okay,
has this habit of seeing things at the last moment. So she's telling me, I'm reading the physics NCRT. ये भी देख ले, ये भी
oh,
देख
same
ले.
thing.
And
I
I'm like,
have this
no,
issue
no.
since like fifth or sixth that I have to go through everything just before the exam. May it be school exam, may it be
like
otherwise I feel that I
like
haven't
we
studied.
were discussing, let's keep this day to flip all the bio NCRT pages, just like
Okay.
upar se we'll see like something. But
But when you go through these issues together, it sort of strengthens your bond. You have made friends for life, isn't it?
Yeah.
Matters because even these small issues, and then sometimes you get upset with someone, you बोल
most
दिया,
of
and
the
then you
times.
rectify it. All these little things go into making a very beautiful relationship. Yeah, most of the times, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you must
And
be having so much common
after
to
that,
talk about also, na?
after NEET, our friendship has strengthened into much
Right.
more.
It so
Right. It is
happens,
Like,
centered.
yeah. So, when you study together, parents are always concerned about one more issue nowadays, and that is social media, right? That students are having a lot of screen time and they spend a lot of time on the net and they go into WhatsApp and then they move into, all Facebook and then they keep on moving here and there and then they keep on taking Instas. And so, how easy is it not to get distracted? What did you do about the social media thing? And what do you guide your,
Junior.
juniors? How should they be dealing with it?
I never
for
used
me,
anything.
Hmm.
yeah, till plus two, I never used Instagram or Snapchat, so I was not
I
addicted to it.
Not used or not addicted? Were you
Not
off the
used. She
phone?
did not. She did not
Used,
use.
I did not.
She did not use.
I didn't
So
even use
obviously, I
WhatsApp.
didn't know how good it
That
so
means were you
never
off the
got
social media
addicted.
totally? How many of you
um,
were off the
Yeah,
social media totally?
yeah, I
Okay.
was totally off. I just used WhatsApp for the doubts
I
and
was
things.
using it, but in a restricted way, like very restricted way.
So
But
were you
like
how were you restricting yourself? Because students,
I
uh,
I am used to it. Actually, I'm using it since a long time, so I know when to use and when not to use. Like if I use it more, then I spend more time on studies too. So
Right,
it
like
was
she has a very good
compensated.
habit of balancing both the things very well. But as I know
Mm.
that I don't have this habit, so I dare not touch it till 12th. I didn't even
But
use
yes,
WhatsApp. I just
but
used
this
Telegram.
has to be from every student to student. Like you should avoid it. Actually, WhatsApp is good for group discussions, the
Right.
doubts and all, because you need
Yeah,
something on
because what is
online.
happening many
Right. Yeah.
So
So
how were
you're
you
not
all
you're not
discussing amongst
physically
yourself? What were you using?
you're not going physically to the classroom
I
and
use
discussing the
Telegram.
things. So we were using some sort of messaging app, not Insta,
Right.
Snapchat, like they were not there. But WhatsApp is used generally for this,
Right.
or Telegram, any texting
WhatsApp
app,
or
because
Telegram.
you have to share your doubts and all, because
Yeah.
otherwise how will you get it? So
So
like
did
Insta
for
you
and
have
that
some
WhatsApp we
purpose.
use.
specific time, like when you will do it, how you will discuss it?
Mostly it was around lunch and around dinner. Like we
Equal
Right.
had
screen
our
time?
lunch and dinner,
How much
and
time did you all spend together?
We spent good amount of time together. Like
Yeah.
me and Rishita used to call like 2 to 3 times every day, short talks, like discussing some doubts. I would call for some concept clearing or something most of the times.
Okay.
So this way we worked, right?
right,
What about TV?
TV.
during the meal.
I just used to watch cricket matches, that's all, but nothing else.
Okay, this was about social media. Now, since you are young girls, that going shopping, going to malls, going to functions, getting dressed up, right?
Mm.
That is part of the fun in life. How was it to keep all these things away from you for these 2 years? Was your family supportive? Did they also sort of avoid going to certain places? And how were you able to, if you came across such situations, how were you dealing with that?
I feel socializing is important in like after a certain time. Like when you are completely exhausted, you need something to do. I would generally go to some friend's house or with family, some dinner, anywhere, but you need to go somewhere. Like
Because it's a
when
long time, like 2 years, and you completely cut yourself off from
right.
everything. That's not good for you, also.
Right.
So, and what are you like now? Also, you are like it has started. The college has started,
It
right?
hasn't started.
It
It
hasn't
hasn't
started. Like
started.
in a way, it has started, but it hasn't. The classes haven't started. You have got admission now. Also, I hear that you were telling me you are started studying or something, and you're discussing some things. Yes, are you continuing with that?
Uh,
Namisha has, but I haven't.
Okay.
Yeah, like we study in Zoom. We study by Zoom.
actually the point was we are in the same college. Ayushi, you're not in the same college, so that
Okay.
is why we were
So Ayushi is
discussing.
going to which college?
I'm VMC Delhi.
But we all agree that it is very necessary that we have some support system as friends, right?
Right.
As a group.
Yes.
And
Right.
it helps to sort of learn better and rather than individually. But it should be limited to a certain time, with fixed time, right?
Right.
And it should be with students who are of a single mind, like,
Right.
all of them want to study. So you have to choose that group very selectively and, cautiously.
Exactly.
Yes. Yes.
Yes? But
Yes.
birds of a same feather flock together. So I think it's okay. It
Exactly.
was lovely speaking to all of you and all the best.
Thank
Thank
you.
Right?
you so
Bye
much.
bye.
Bye
Bye bye.
bye.